This is your fantasy gymnastics update after week 5 of the NCAA gymnastics season. We are recording this on February 3rd, 2025. We're here to tell you who was a steal, who's on a bye, who's competing twice, who's injured, who you need to put in all of your lineups. So welcome to GymCastic, the number one gymnastics podcast in the galaxy. I'm Spencer, and I'm here with Jessica. We're doing our college fantasy update. Let's start with the bargains. Do you have a case
Oh,
study?
wait, I have a case study. Very important.
Yeah.
Case study in you don't have to spend your entire budget because there are so many amazing gymnasts in NCAA gymnastics. So there's a team that you can look at on fantasy called I Just Hope Everyone Has Fun. Used half.
You can tell that's not my team.
They better win. I'm here for numbers. That's your team. Used half the allowable budget and got a 198. Half the allowable budget, you guys. So if you want to brag to your friends about how you're very good with money, use the example of the team. I just hope everyone has fun. Okay, bargains.
If you want to be like that, let's talk about these roster bargains. So these are people who can get a 9-9 or above who are outperforming their price. They don't cost 6,250 gym rubles. They're lower than that, but they're getting the big score. So let's start. Jessica, start us off on vault.
Okay, Olivia Zarmani, Michigan State, only 4,000 gym rubles. I'm obsessed with her. If you watch the UCLA Michigan State meet and now you want your entire roster full of Spartans running around with their shield, she's competed on vault every meet this season. This was the first meet that Olivia cracked a 9-9 because she stuck her vault for a 9.95 and it was gorgeous.
Let's talk about Chase Brock at LSU, who's at 2,000. I think because you weren't really sure whether she was going to make the lineup, because LSU has more 10-0 options than would make a lineup. So you weren't really sure, is she going to be healthy enough? Is she going to be consistent enough? But she has been one of the most consistent vaulters on LSU's team this year. She's competed vault every meet so far this season. 3 of 5 have scored a 9-9 or better, and she tied her season high this week with a 9.925.
Libui at Florida, only 3,000 gym rubles. She's only 16 years old, turns 17 later this month. She surprised everybody at the beginning of the season by announcing she was starting college early with a very fun video where she's just about to start a bar routine. And then Owen's like, do you want to compete college? And she's like, whoop, here I go. Since then, she's vaulted every single meet and her scores have risen every meet. First, it was a 9.775, then a 9.85, then a 9.925, now a 9.925 again. It's almost like she's really good at gymnastics, and she's a steal at only 3,000 gym rubles.
All right, so Shay Campbell, ever heard of her? She's at 5,000 from UCLA. If you want the go-to Yurchenko full in your lineup, you get Shay Campbell because, yes, her start value is only 9.95 for Yurchenko full, but she's started sticking. Like the last couple of weeks, we've seen the stick come, and she's challenging the judges to see if they're willing to go 9.95 because there's very little to take on this vault, and she's been 9.95 7 times in her UCLA career. So if you say 7 perfect scores on vault, we're getting toward Haley Bryant territory there. We also have Ashley Knight at NC State at 1,000. Just 1,000, the lowest price point. But on vault, she's a sophomore, has been on vault and floor every meet this season. Last season, she really found her groove and ended strong. And then did 9.9, started getting 9.9s through into the postseason. She's already had 9.9 twice this season and a high of 9.925. Bars. Okay, so here's the thing. You can get Sky Blakely for only 1,000 gym rubles because she was hurt at Olympic trials. And we were like, are we going to see her? When are we going to see her? And she was like, actually, on bars, it's from the first meet of the season. We weren't sure how quickly she was going to return, but she's been on bars every single time. Broken 9.9 once. She's going to get there because I think it's mostly a dismount thing. She's doing a very difficult dismount, double front, half out, which is what she was doing in Elite. And it's tough to do that kind of difficult dismount on, especially bars or beam in college because a step is a 10th and everyone's getting 9.95s. And then if you do it pretty well in step, you're lower in the score rankings in the lineup. But, I think she's going to get there. And it's Sky Blakely.
Those gorgeous bars.
Let's also talk about Lola Montavago at George Washington, who's at 3,000, freshman, has competed bars and beam every meet this season and gone 9-9 twice on bars. This past weekend was nearly perfect with a 9.975. And that's one of those record watches because we've seen George Washington be really strong in past seasons and have really good rosters. Their team scoring record on bars was still kind of low. And I'm like, ooh, this is one to watch. Like a thing you recruit for, and now you've got a big bars routine.
Alexis Jeffrey at LSU, 5,000 gym robles. You've seen her gigantic full and dismount. Has a career high of 995 on bars. Scored it at a regional championship. Regionals, a big deal. That's how you make it to nationals. It's super important, and it's one meet, and then you're done. So if she can do it under pressure, and went 9-9 4 times her junior season, has already gone 9-9 in 2 out of her 4 meets this season, including a 9.925 this past weekend. Also, Addison Feta at Oklahoma. You remember her from her elite career. She is only 1,000 gym rubles. A steal, you guys.
We're racking up the steals this week.
Yeah, you can do it without spending your entire budget. So if you want to know how good Feta is, she's competing in the all-around for Oklahoma every meet this season as a freshman, as elites are known to do. Her best events so far have been bars and beam, and on bars, she has already gone 9-9 plus twice. This past weekend, she posted a season high of 9.925 on bars.
Let's also talk about Elena Dietz at Arizona, who's at 3,000, definitely a steal, has competed on bars and beam every meet this season. And I would have said, if you had asked me about Elena Dietz before the season, I would be like, that beam specialist, but she's really proving how strong she is on bars. Last year on bars, she never cracked a 9.9, but this year she's just like 9.9, 9.9 again, 9.925 every single time. And so, put that in there. If maybe you have a bars lineup where some of the people haven't really contributed the way you thought they were going to, and this is not autobiographical at all, you might want to find, an Elena Dietz to put in there without breaking the bank. Tell us about beam, Jessica.
The most important event in all of gymnastics. So Abby Scanlon and Cal, 1,000 gym rubles. She is a steal. And why? Because she is a senior, never competed for the Bears at all until this weekend. And then not only did she compete as a senior, not a fifth year, by the way, correcting myself, as a senior, she anchored beam in her first meet ever in college. Her first routine was a 9.95. So we're thinking maybe she'll be back. And also, if you love the style of a Kara Eaker and like a Courtney McCool beam with just perfect, exquisite form and extension, Abby Scanlon.
All right. Sienna Robinson of Stanford at 4,000. We already talked about her this season for floor, where she went 9.9 again, but we hadn't mentioned her beam yet, which she has competed every meet so far this year and has gone 9.9 plus in 2 of the 4 meets and got a 9.95 this past weekend. So, no question that she was good, but she's getting the scores now. McKenna Smith at Utah at 4,000, all-arounder for Utah. Was always going to be important for them this season. I think with the Avery Neff injury has become exponentially more important for that lineup. And her vault with her Omelianchik on vault, which she stuck this weekend, by the way, and got 9.95. And everyone at Utah was like, thank you for saving our lineup. Has been kind of up and down on beam so far this year because she had that a 196, 197, but also has gone a career high 995, another 99, another 9875. She's getting there. So I would say it's worth a pick. Also, okay, Kaylee Boozer at Michigan, who's at 1,000. Now, Kaylee Boozer was one who, as a level 10, was like, this is maybe the best level 10 beamer I've ever seen in my entire life. Just excellent execution, presence, style. And we were like, she's going to break all the records at Michigan as a freshman. And then she never competed as a freshman. So it was like, what's going on with Kaylee Boozer? But as a sophomore, she's been on beam and floor every single week, but beam is really the one. 4 of her 5 routines have been at 9.85 or better. Her last 2 have been 9.9 and 9.95. So she's getting more comfortable. And we're seeing that exquisite toe point and that execution really come through in her competitive performances.
Kara Aker at Georgia now. 5,000 gym rubles, but with good reason. You might have heard of her. She's won a world medal on beam, announced her retirement. Then she moved to Georgia, was hanging out there. Now she's on the team since Cecile took over. So she is back on beam this past weekend. So her first debut routine, she has lost nothing. Nothing. A 9925 in her first competitive routine in a very long time. Kara Aker.
Let's talk about floor. We have Haley Harden at Iowa State, Jessica's favorite upstart Iowa State team. She's at 5,000. Has competed on vault every meet and on floor almost every meet. Has already gone 9-9 and 9-9-5 on floor in 2 of her last 3 meets. So, going to be a good one. Also, Mason McGowan at UCLA. So, consistently making the floor lineup at UCLA is first of all, like the first accomplishment because you weren't sure. They have lots of options. But competed floor every meet so far this season, along with vault and bars, but has gone 9-9 plus on floor in 2 of the last 3 weeks. Got that 9-9-5 to set up the triple threat of Brooklyn Moore, Shea Campbell, and Jordan Childs at the end of that UCLA lineup this past week.
Harley Bauman at Michigan, 5,000 gym rubles for a reason. If you're working on putting together a roster of grad students, an all grad student roster, make sure you put Carly on it. She competes bars, beams, floor for the Wolverines. This also means she was a national champion on the team back in 2021. On floor, she scored a career high of 9,925 3 times heading into this past weekend, where she did it for the 4th time. Carly has gone 9-9 plus 2 of the past 3 meets.
So let's talk about Sophia Bell at Auburn. Super anticipated freshman at Auburn because they had their elites coming in like Caitlin Jong and Marissa Neal who've done very well, but it was also like watch out for Sophia Bell, especially on vault and floor. And we've seen her really excel on floor so far this season. And in week 2, she went as high as 9,925 in week 2. So it's definitely someone to keep an eye on for your roster.
Chloe Cho at Illinois. 1,000 gym rubles, an absolute steal. She was a senior elite. She's competed all around in every meet. She has a potential, but hasn't been super consistent on floor. She's had routines in the 9.6s, 9.7s, 9.8s, 9.9s, but in week 2, she went 9.925. So you might want to risk on her.
So keep in mind, fantasy lineups lock for week 6 on Friday, February 7th at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. The winner of the season will get a full commissioned episode, and we reward weekly winners, and everyone can unlock achievements and fill their digital trophy case throughout the season. So be sure to check up on that. Your week 5 lineup will carry over to week 6 if you don't want to make any changes or forget to make changes. But do remember to put Jade Carey back in your lineup if you took her out when Oregon State wasn't competing, because she is competing this week, and she's Jade Carey. League news. Week 4 winner was indeed Maya's Floor Hootenanny. Won the league for week 4. Our current week 5 leader, as we tabulate, is Hannah Horton. Here's a Helen Who, which is a truly all-star fantasy team name.
That is.
The season leaderboard is now being led by, it started out with a flip. It ended up like this. Nearly a point ahead of I Believe That I Will Win in second. So we're starting to see some distance being created. Meanwhile, I'm still in 53rd. I'm not happy about it.
And I keep continuing
I'm not
to start
even on my
my
highest
lineup and then forgetting about it. So everybody that's in last place, I don't even know where I am now because I keep forgetting to look at my ranking. But anywho, if that also happens to you, I hope you feel seen.
In price of a 10 news, we did have a 10 this week. Jordan Childs on floor. Unsurprisingly, Jordan Childs is the highest price point on floor at 6,250 gym rubles because, it's like Jordan Childs doing a floor routine. Quick league stats. Again, not much movement. Josh Robertson is still in 56.8% of floor lineups and is the most rostered gymnast in the league. Audrey Davis's bars is now at number 2 with 52.5%. Aaliyah Finnegan's floors at number 3 with 46.8%. Caitlin Jong's bars made a big jump this week. Is on a lot more rosters at 46.5%. Brooklyn Moore's floor has broken into the top 5 at 39.9%. Probably would be at 100% if she weren't in the highest price range because it's Brooklyn Moores and she's ranked number 1 in the country on floor. But sometimes I would say this season it's worth it because we were seeing a level of consistency in Brooklyn Moores across the events that is refreshing to see.
Injury updates.
Injury updates.
Week 5.
Do you want to take us away there?
Yep. Injury updates week 5. So we have KJ Johnson back in the lineup for LSU, healed ankles. Fujisaka at UCLA is out with a ACL, and then Trinity Brown at Clemson is out with an Achilles, and George Washington has a bye. Also, I hope all the gymnasts at George Washington are keeping a daily diary, what it's like to live in DC right now.
We also have some teams with 2 meets this weekend. So remember, if a team competes twice, you get the higher score of the 2 meets to count as your score for that week. The other's just a do-over. So Illinois is competing twice, Oregon State's competing twice, Utah State's twice, Southern Utah's twice, Washington's twice. So you get bonus chances if you want to put some of those gymnasts in your lineup this week.
If you're enjoying this fantasy update, we have actually 3 podcasts every week. We have our big main podcast where we deep dive into everything. Then we have this fantasy update for you. And then we have College and Cocktails, or Behind the Scenes, which we do on Fridays. We pick a meet and watch it all together. And then we answer your questions, and it's live and we interact. And we really enjoy it. It's super fun. And we also have a cocktail or mocktail themed that goes with each meet. So this Friday, it is College and Cocktails. We are watching LSU versus Alabama. It's on Friday, February 7th. And then we're starting College and Cocktails around 7:30 Pacific time after we watch the meet. And if you want to add all the College and Cocktails to your calendar, our listener Brooke has a link where you can do just that. Thanks to Brooke for doing that. And if you want to support us in the work we do, we have a thing called Club Gym Nerd, and you get lots of bonus stuff. And so we hope that you will join and support our work. And until then, on Friday at 7:30 Pacific, remember to spend your gym rubles wisely, and may the Beam Witch be with you. Thanks for listening. If you want to ride a hot hand, what the fuck is that?
Lost it. Worked great doing bullet points. Jessica's had no issues.
Is that like a hard game reference? That sounds so bad. Well, this would make good outtakes.